Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, welcome to this episode of Loving Life. I absolutely love life. It's amazing. You know, one of my favorite things about life is where I live. That's Wake Forest, North Carolina. What a fabulous little town. I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen a town that gets behind causes. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes talking about some things here in Wake Forest, but then we're going to take quite a bit of time at the Purple Heart Banquet. Marty Coward's our host for that. Here are guys and gals who have given up literally life and limb for us to have freedom. So I hope you'll sit back, enjoy hearing about veterans getting their thank you. Let's go. Well, we are talking today about doing what you love and loving what you do, and stepping out of the boat and starting businesses, being in the thing that you love doing. And I'm with Joe O'Keefe today with Wine 101. Joe, thank you for letting me be here today.
Well, thanks for coming to see us today. We're happy to have you.
So you got into this, you were a great musician and did some stuff like that and then decided to get out of that.
Well, I was working for a startup company out of Manhattan that had its own music technology. And what was nice about that was when I approached that company about 8 years ago and said, hey, you know, we've got kids now, it's, you know, we want to look for a better quality of life, we want to move to North Carolina. They said, well, that's fine. All I need is really the internet in an airport so they can get me to different gigs. And so I stayed with that. I built a recording studio in my house, and I did that for another 5 years, but I found that I missed the people interaction. So as we kind of evolved and decided we were going to stay here in Wake Forest, we realized that there was kind of a vacuum for that. There were other wine shops in the area and they were great, but we were really looking for a place that people could come, learn about wine, hang out a little bit, not feel pressured to particularly, you know, buy anything in particular or whatever, but really, you know, the idea was to create a place where people can come and just relax and hang out, and it happens. We are surrounded by some great local restaurants here right in our plaza, and people do it all the time. They'll grab a sub, or they'll grab some takeout food or some Thai food, and they'll bring it over and sit down and get a glass of wine out of the wine station, or, you know, they can crack open a bottle. We now have beer on tap as well, so they can get a pint of beer and sit down and not feel the pressure of, you know, the tips or the corking fees and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, keep it a little bit more loose. Or most of the time people come over and they do that before they go out to dinner. They'll come over here, they'll do our tasting, maybe half a glass of wine or a half glass of wine, and then they move on to their dinner with their friends. So you have regular tastings then that people can come to? Oh yeah, we have tastings every week, every Friday 5 to 8 and every Saturday 2 to 5. We do most of the pouring ourselves. Sometimes we'll bring in reps to do the pouring, but it depends on what's available. For example, this bottle of wine I just tasted a couple days ago. It's about a $30 Chardonnay from France, and we'll be selling it for about $14.99. So we can get some really good deals like that and share those savings along with the customers. And that's just kind of how we work. I've learned in the 4 years we've been here what people in Wake Forest really like to drink, and try to focus on that and try to, you know, select the wines and the beer, you know, per their tastes and also price points. So I'm not a connoisseur of wine. Most people aren't. How do you tell tastings? I guess you just come to tastings and find something that. Well, that's just it. We have a saying here. We say, you know, if you don't like it, that's okay. We're not offended. We didn't make the wine. Right. But in terms of just the overall quality of wine, what I try to get people to do is really take their time. And I preface that by saying, please don't go and do this at a party at a friend's house, because you're going to embarrass yourself or you're going to look snobby. But you go ahead. You really want to swirl the wine. What you're doing is you're burning away some of the initial layer of alcohol there. That's going to get you to the fruit, and that's what, you know, it's called airing it out, or, you know, they make aerators, or the larger decanters that you can pour a bottle of red wine in to let it breathe. When people talk about letting a wine breathe, that's all they're saying is some of the alcohol is going to burn away and it gets you closer to the fruit. So you can actually even check to see if the wine is in good shape before you even taste it. If you take a look and you hang it over the the counter there, you can look and see for consistency of color, and you notice it is very, very consistent. This is a Pinot Noir from California, and you see the darkness in the red, and then you see it kind of filter out, but you see how the color's related. But you also see that, you see the white membrane around the outside there? That's the alcohol settling on the outside.
Wow.
So the thicker the membrane, the higher the alcohol. The higher the alcohol, the fuller the body the wine is. But that's just kind of an initial, you might sniff it and go, oh, that smells good, and then it might taste a little bit different. That's nice. It's a nice little Pinot Noir. It's really smooth. The other thing that you can do when you really want to taste wine, and again, please don't do this at a party, is you can take it, hold it in your mouth, and then while it's kind of holding in your mouth, really take a big inhale in, and that's the best way to taste the wine, to see if you really, really like it. Yeah, so you hold it in. Just let it sit on the tip of your tongue, and then you can make decisions about, like, well, it has a little too much bite, or it had a little bit of burn, or I like the way the fruit was in the front, but I didn't like the way it finished. Or, hey, how come it burned the sides of my tongue but not the back, and so forth. And different wines and different bodied wines will have that different impact on what you're doing. And it's the same thing with the beer. We've had a lot of fun with a lot of brewers have come to the shop. We've become a kind of a beacon here in Wake Forest of a place where people can go and learn about craft brewing. And the same thing with the winemakers. It's been really fun having classes. We started a class series last August called Finding the Balance. And the whole idea was to educate people about how to find the wines that they like, and then how to pick those out in restaurants or pick those out when they're shopping, whether it be a shop like mine or a larger shop, or as they're traveling the world and airports and so on and so forth. So, you sit down at a restaurant, you pay $8, $9, $10, $12 for a glass of wine, and you look at these wine lists, and even someone like myself who's in the business, I open up some of these wine lists, and it's daunting. It's like, geez, this looks very interesting, but I would like to take some time to eat my dinner. So we try to help people not to necessarily say dumb it down. That's oversimplifying it, but at least allow them to say, I like Pinot Noir from California. So rather than this, they'll just, hey, waiter, waitress, can you just get me a decent glass of Pinot Noir from California that's maybe $8 to $10?
Sure.
And kind of allows them to kind of, find their comfort zone. And then they'll come back and take pictures and send me emails and saying, oh, I saw this wine out here, and can you get me this? And how much is this? And, do you have this vintage? And so forth. And talking about vintages, what's been really interesting is having winemakers and winery owners come in the store to actually teach some of the classes. Because it really kind of pulls the curtain away, and the mystery is not so mysterious. It's not, wine does not come from the land of Oz. These are people like you and me that are trying to make ends meet, and they're business owners, and they're family people, or they've had wine, they used to be a farmer, or their grandfather used to be a farmer, and they just decided at some point, hey, let's grow grapes and try to make wine, and they'll bring in a winemaker and so forth. But it's been really interesting meeting all the people in the business. They're all good people, and a lot of my friends have said, well, you're a musician. How's the wine business going? I said, the wine business is like Facebook on crack.
Well, thank you for letting us be here with you.
Thanks for coming by and coming to see us, Tim. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Listen, if you are looking for something, find people who are passionate about what they do. This guy seems to be passionate about what he does. Find those kind of people, and then you find what life is all about. You'll really love life then.
Uptown Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
Hi, this is Dr. Tim Weir. I treat hundreds of patients every year who've been injured in car accidents, and a lot of those could be avoided. The National Safety Council reports that cell phone use while driving, leads to 1.6 million crashes each year. That's 1 out of 4 accidents. Do yourself a favor, and if you get a text while you're driving, ignore it. And getting a carton of milk isn't going to do any good if you're dead. Drive safe. Keep loving life.
Where you gonna run without it? What you gonna do about it? Feels so good.
Hi, my name is Anita. I was in an accident with whiplash, medium and lower back pain, and I came to Raleigh Injury Chiropractic, and I believe it was the best thing I ever done. The staff here is wonderful. Dr. Weir is great. I couldn't ask for nothing else better in Raleigh, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to maintain my health.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tim Weir. If you want results like Anita, call our office today, 919-790-1332. Call right now. Listen, if you don't like America, if you don't like the American flag, you better turn off your television now, because we're going to Richland Creek Church to honor veterans.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody here for our 9th, and I'll repeat it, our 9th annual Wake Forest Purple Heart Foundation Annual Banquet. It is great that Richland Creek Community Church allowed us to use their fantastic sanctuary here. And it's great to see this wonderful crowd. It's just, and the reason we're here, as you all know, is to simply honor those men who have fought for our country and received the Purple Heart. We're not here for any other reason tonight other than to honor them. It's not about us, it's not about you, it's all about them. So on behalf of the Wake Forest Purple Heart Foundation, I welcome you and thank you for coming.
Father, I thank you so much also for the Purple Heart Foundation and what they do for our community. There's people that have traveled far to come here. And Father, I just pray that this time that we have today in this place will be a time that is honoring to you, and that is a time that we can lift you up and give you all the praise and glory for what you've done. And I thank you for the recipients that are here today. Father, they didn't ask for this award. This is not something that when we join the military, we say, man, I want a Purple Heart. Father, they've been in combat and they paid a sacrifice. And Father, tonight we are going to honor them as well.
This night was filled with honor for men and women who gave their very best for this country. I don't know about you, but I love good music, and I love music that's American and just, oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. Man, that just gives me the goosebumps. This almost makes you want to stand and salute these men and women who served.
Army, 442, Purple Heart, 1943.
Greetings, March!
442, Purple Heart, 1945. George Hawks, Army, Vietnam, Purple Heart, 1967.
Here are these older men and women who served, who are now being served by the younger generation from the Wake Forest High School ROTC, given a gift. And that is a neat concept. Kind of almost the passing of the guard.
Michael Cole, Marines, Vietnam, Purple Heart 1967, 2 Purple Hearts in 1968.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Can you imagine doing something huge and nobody ever thanking you? Here are these men and women who served, and many of them came back and nobody ever said thanks. Nobody ever said we're proud of you. So this night is set aside to do just that, to thank these men and women for their service.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, our special thanks for this go out to Marty Coward and the Richland Creek Community Church. What an amazing tribute. What an amazing community to give back to those that served. Thank you.
Up to
Doing what you love and loving what you're doing. That's the whole show today. I'm with Charlie Khalil from Southern Classic Cars, right here in Wake Forest. Charlie, you've been here in this location 5 years.
Almost 5 years. Yes.
How did you get into doing this?
Oh gosh, back in the early 70s, just buying classic cars. Just keep it. I've had classic cars all my life. I was actually in the grocery business for like 39 years, but after retiring, I took over a business downtown for Scott Brown, Wake Forest Classic Cars, and run it for 3 years, and I wanted to take the business to the next level. The other building would only hold 15 cars. This building holds 62 cars.
Wow. So you said, did you get old cars and redo them? Is that what you did?
I used to, yes, but today it's easier to find a classic car already built, already done, a lot cheaper than trying to restore a car today.
And you love doing this, don't you?
I love doing it, yes.
That is so cool.
Yes.
That is really cool. And here's an important, I just picked up on this. You retired, but you didn't stop.
Right. Yes.
And that's really important for people to do.
Yes.
Is don't just, go out and play golf, and find something to do that you love to do.
I look forward to coming to work every day.
Oh, that's the key. If you're not doing what you love and love what you're doing, if you don't get up in the morning and want to do what you're not going to make it.
Yeah, I want to be here every day.
That is so cool. Now, people can come here. Doesn't cost anything
Doesn't
to
cost
come in
anything
here.
to come in, right? You can bring your dad, bring your kids. I'm open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 4, and sometimes Mondays about half a day. But I'm not hard to find. I'm here.
Website.
I have a website, southernclassiccarsnc.com. Shows all our cars. We actually got 20 more cars than what we have in here.
That is so cool.
So we have about 80 some cars altogether.
Can we just walk around and see some of them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's go. So do you have them in any certain order, or are they just?
No, we try to change them up all the time so you see a different look.
My brother used to have one of these Model Ts, is that right?
That's a Model T, 1931.
Wow.
And it's all original. It's one fine example. This is a 49 Cadillac over here. This is actually a one-owner car out of Lewisburg, North Carolina.
Really?
Yes. Great condition. Kind of average paint job, but really runs out good. This one we just got yesterday. 71 Volkswagen.
Does
It's
it
been
have that?
restored, and it's
My mother used to have one like this, except it had that auto shift thing on it. I don't know how she ever drove that thing. She could barely drive a regular car.
It's kind of amazing that, back in the 70s, like 1 out of 4 cars was a Volkswagen.
Really?
But today, you don't never see these old bugs on the highway anymore. They really disappeared considering how many millions it was at one time.
And that brings back some memories.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing to do. Just come and get some memories for those of us who are baby boomers or whatever they call us now. I forget what they call
This
us.
is one of my favorite cars in here. This is a 1941 Lincoln. This has original paint, original interior. This car come out of Hillsborough, North Carolina. If you ever heard of the Craig Manor, it burnt down in 1991. It was 2 school teachers, and they bought a pair of these in 1941.
Oh my God.
And a friend of mine who went to school in Durham actually rode in this car when he was a teenager.
Lord have mercy, isn't that cool? This is just a cool place to come.
You never know what you'll find in here. We got 2 Rolls Royces over here.
Wow.
We're not just classic cars. We do a variety of different cars.
Shelby.
This is 2008. That's the newest thing in here at the moment. Usually I keep something kind of on the new side once in a while.
And the old Corvettes, man.
We sell more Corvettes than we do anything here. Always a good market for Corvettes.
Cool. Well, I didn't tell you this. I'm just being in here kind of has stirred up some juices, so I'm going to leave here and go to Spinner's Grill because that's the old 50s type grill.
I eat there quite often.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. Please come back.
Stay tuned. I'm going to be right back.
Where you gonna run without it? What you gonna do about it? Feels so good.
Uptone Pictures is a full-service script-to-screen production company which can help you create the proper messaging for any number of applications, with spacious state-of-the-art studio offering green screen, mocap, and practical stages, along with a team of professionals who will make you and your business shine. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 919-649-3587 and schedule your appointment today. It's time we put your imagination into motion.
Hi, my name is Anita. I was in an accident with whiplash, medium and lower back pain, and I came to Raleigh Injury Chiropractic, and I believe it was the best thing I ever done. The staff here is wonderful. Dr. Weir is great. I couldn't ask for nothing else better in Raleigh, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to maintain my health.
Hey, I'm Dr. Tim Weir. If you want results like Anita, call our office today, 919-790-1332. Call right now. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Loving Life and talking a little bit about Wake Forest. Now, don't everybody move here, understand? I just love this little town. I tell you what, who helped make this town so great, and that's our great mayor, Mayor Vivian Jones. She is incredible. I just love her to pieces. She has done an amazing job. So, Mayor Jones, this episode is dedicated to you. Listen, I hope you'll go to our website, drtimweir.com. Join us on Facebook, Loving Life with Dr. Weir. I'm also on Twitter, on Instagram, and I also have a special request for you. Please go to YouTube, type in Loving Life with Dr. Weir, and then like it. Subscribe to that channel. If you subscribe to that channel, you're gonna make me very happy. I hope you'll join us next time as we venture out, find things to help us love life. So until next time, keep loving life. I'm talking about you out there in television land. Sense it in my spirit. Yes. Okay. Ian told me to say this. Almost wants to make. The flags came down, the bags, pipes.